Yeah, trim. He might be winning the trim.
Whoa, Elvin, you just came on, bro.
What do you think of my bid?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. What do
Yeah,
you think of Hader's bid?
It's good. Well shaped up. You guys have got good beard.
If you
Yeah,
had to
mine's a
Nah,
bit
this
better.
guy is gonna.
That's tough.
If you're over £400 or something, you eat for free.
Oh my goodness.
Shouldn't it be that
I feel like for me to be the best that I can be, it doesn't end at 1 million. It doesn't end at 500,000. I feel like there's more, and I think that will probably translate into having probably a bigger audience. You know what I mean?
And bro, like across the road, you see like, you know, like blocks and like council flats, and not anything wrong with council flats and that, but it's just like, I swear, like London's the only place here where on the same road you'd get like. And like on this side there'll be like £1 million, like a £2 million building, and on the other side would be like a whole council estate. It's just
the contrast.
There's no in between. It's
though.
just everything's all in just one. You get me?
There's no other city like London, man. I actually love London.
Yeah. That's the thing.
That's so much, bro.
Just have to pick the right side, I guess. To be in.
I think the only other place I could live is Dubai, but even then, Dubai, I can't even live there. I don't think like permanently for too long. It has to be back and forth.
Yeah.
Dubai's quite lavish, isn't it? Like if you go there for like 2-3 months and then you come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if I was to live there, it would have to be like a thing where like I own a business or something, and I can just be back and forth.
Yeah.
Or you got one of them like freelance jobs where you can
just go anywhere.
Yeah. Or you can work remotely, I should say.
Yeah. Just go there.
You should do that, man. Go like to the train there and that.
I'm hearing they're a bit. I mean, Dubai, they're very relaxed, but apparently on the trains, they get fined.
I'll tell you a funny story. This is 2018. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was naive because I genuinely didn't know. So they have their normal carriage on the trams or the train or whatever. And then they have like right at the beginning of the train, they have like the women's only.
Oh god.
So I just got on that, and then I didn't really realize. I was just on my phone, just standing up, and then I think one of the women were like, "Excuse me, like you can't be here," and I was like, "Huh?" and then she was like, "Oh, this one's." And then I looked at the signs, and I think it just said like female zone only or something. I was like, "Right, this is actually a thing." So I was like, "Oh, so sorry,and I just walked."
It wasn't like that on all the carriages, just for that.
Just one. I think for just that. I think like the first one or two.
But the other ones are mixed. Huh?
Yeah. So I was
they do that a lot.
That is jokes.
Yeah.
They do that at restaurants. You have like a couples only, or like even like Global Village, which is like a tourist attraction. You have like couples day, or like family day, so that they don't want just anyone to come. They kind of want like the couples or like women if they want to come. Like they feel safe, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know? It's actually I think I heard it's the safest city for women to walk around at night.
What, Dubai?
Wow.
Yeah.
It makes sense, to be honest. It makes
does.
sense because not only is it an Islamic country, despite how modern it is, but it's also, you know, the tourist side of it is they know that's probably their most
in terms of
the most income comes from tourism. So they probably have to realize that you know what, we can't mess around there.
That's one place you don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
That's one place.
Yeah, they'll be onto you straight. Like all their feds driving like
Lambos and that. You ain't getting away, bro.
Trust me.
Here you jump a couple of bushes, you're out of sight. Over there,
trust
bro,
me. Did you not hear recently where some British guy, he's in pen for like 10-12 years because he had CBD oil or something like that. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
No, bro, the biggest like
they must have cameras everywhere.
Bro, the biggest marijuana heads here, when they go there, they don't even like attempt to even smoke. Bro. They get
someone's
shook.
watching you somewhere.
They
like
get if you get caught, I don't even think like they're scared of like it's not a thing where like the possibility of getting caught is high. It's just the thing that if it does happen,
that's it. There's no like, you know, you're on bail.
Yeah,
you know,
there's no like, here's a written warning.
He's a tourist. You
go straight to jail, innit?
Yeah,
bro. But over there, because it's
years.
like you go.
What, you stay in their jail?
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
That's
bro.
hostage.
It's peak. It's peak. I think the guy, the English guy who the CBD, when I was saying, like, I think he was originally gonna go in for 20 years or something, but he's only there for like 10 now or something.
I mean, it depends. It depends if it's a nice prison, maybe it'd be alright, innit?
I doubt the prisons are like the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I doubt the prisons are lavish.
They're probably in like some desert somewhere, just
yeah.
Do you get me? Just on the
Bare
sides
hot
of.
and that.
It's mad. I also heard when was this? This was maybe a few years ago. What's that program? GMTV. Good Morning.
Yeah, Good Morning Britain.
The one with Holly and.
Philip. Good morning. Good. This morning.
And I think like one guy.
Philip Schofield.
Yeah,
that man.
Shout out to my man. Yeah.
Shout out to my man.
So there was a guest on, and basically, long story short, one guy, English guy, was in Dubai, and he like moved. He was in a restaurant, like a busy environment, and you know how sometimes we say "excuse me," like Manda may just like tap your shoulder and just like move you out the way, sort of thing. Apparently, he like this English gentleman like kind of it sounds weird when I say it out loud, but he kind of put his hands on another guy's like waist, like kind of like, oh, excuse me. And
try to catch a wine.
Yeah. Man Man said wine for me. You know those ones. And then apparently, next thing you know, the Don must have been like an Emirati fella like who lives there. He ended up calling the feds, and it became a thing. Yeah.
Nah, really?
Yeah. I don't think from my knowledge,
he's wet, bro.
because obviously the guy who went for it was talking about it on TV, so clearly he didn't go to prison. But I think it was about to be like a proper like.
And then he said, I was just trying to.
Yeah, just move him out the way, sort of thing. So it was proper like a naive thing became so.
But like in our culture, like it's cool for like two guys to kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, I know.
They try like just.
Do you know what? I gotta be real, because he was a white guy. Yeah. There was probably that element of racism there. Like, oh, why is a white guy touch him, having the audacity to touch me? You get me?
There is definitely a status thing there, though. Like when you're a local, a resident. I
felt it when I went even to the airport and they were looking at my passports. Them guys were looking at me like, "What are you doing here, bro?" They have a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
They do.
But they do have great beards, though. The beards, lineups are fantastic, man.
Yeah. What do you think of Mabid?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. What do you think of Heda's beard?
It's good. It's well shaped up. You guys have got good beards.
Nah, this guy is gonna.
That's tough.
Be honest.
I feel like his one is sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Heda? I gotta give it to you.
Listen, I didn't want to do that.
No, but I did.
Alright, cool.
I actually feel like my beard is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like enough people have told me now that his beard is nicer.
Why did everything have to be a competition? We're brothers. We're man, isn't it? Why does one of us have to?
But I don't think he's streets ahead. I think it's a slightly.
Alright, say no more, bro. You gave me the compliment. Allow it, bro. You get me. You could have.
It's a Ronaldo Messi thing, innit?
Oh, so it's up for debate. It's up for debate.
Say no more. You know what, bro? Yours is better than mine.
No. I actually want to give it to you.
No, bro, it's yours. It's all you. I'm
giving you the.
Bro, I'll give it back. You gave me the flowers.
I got a nicer trim. You got a nicer beard. Simple as, bro.
Both of them.
Yeah, trim. He might be winning the trim.
Whoa, Elvin, you just came on, bro. You haven't even started the convo, bro. Let's not do this. We're already saying goodbye and doing outros. But I was gonna ask, bro, where you? If you don't mind me asking, where you from originally?
Ghanaian and Togo. So mainly Ghanaian. As far as I'm aware, I haven't done a DNA test, but as far as I'm aware, it's Ghana like 3/4 and Togo.
Togo, bro. Excuse my ignorance.
Togo's they speak French, so then I think they're closer to like Ivory Coast.
Adebayo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is Adebayo from Togo?
Yeah, I think he's Togolese. Yeah.
I was gonna say Ghana because of your surname, right? Mensah?
Yeah, Mensah.
That's a proper Ghanaian.
That's proper Ghanaian name. So
there's about like 4 players that have played for the Ghanaian national team.
I swear. Yeah. You know what? I noticed about Hussein. Every time a topic of conversation comes up about like geography or anything, he relates it back to football. I rate that.
Yeah, it's the only.
Is that your only indicator?
I honestly think football has taught me more about geography than sport ever has. I genuinely.
World Cup, African Cup of
Nations. Genuinely, like footballers.
Maybe I need to start watching football now.
Like when you watch the Premier League, there's so many like players from different countries and that. And like when playing FIFA and that, you always look at like which country they're from. Bro, like it's. If it wasn't for FIFA, and a lot of people say this as well, it's not just me. If it wasn't for FIFA, I would not have like the geographical knowledge that I have.
Like that, yeah.
100%.
You learn more than what you learn in school, even.
Bro, in school, what is it? Like rocks and that, bro. They're not even teaching you about.
And water.
Look at this.
Americans, I can't even remember, you know.
Americans didn't grow up on FIFA. I beg you look at their geography, bro.
Bro, American geography, oh my days, bro.
Terrible, man.
I'm going to Islam.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no way, I want to go, bro. They don't know.
They don't know anything. You've seen Amigo videos?
Nah, I haven't seen, but I just know Americans are quite dumb when it comes to geography. Like, some of them haven't been anywhere outside of America. So when you say,
a lot of them don't have passports and stuff, man.
Yeah, when you're from England, it's like, oh, you guys know the Queen, you live in Buckingham Palace.
It's like, bro, you lot are mad.
Have you been to America,
man?
Yeah, but a few times. New York, I've been to quite a few states. New York, LA, Texas, quite a few states.
I've heard Texas. I've been New York and LA, but I've heard Texas is. I heard everything is just massive in Texas.
They're the fattest state, so like the food is ridiculous.
Bro, there's a restaurant. I think it's in Las Vegas or something.
Yeah.
If you're over £400 or something, you eat for free.
Oh my goodness.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it be get out?
Do you know how crazy that is? You're nuts. Over a certain like
weight,
and you have all the food for free.
I'm not surprised that America is one of them crazy places.
America's crazy, bro.
You get me? But nah, it's mental, bro. But now, bro, I was saying a few weeks ago, big up Hussein on the video that, the clip that went viral of him giving some gyaldom sugar advice. You get me on
what I do best.
Giving. I think one of our young viewers must have asked like, oh, how do I move to a girl in the DMs?
And was it the one that I said? Yeah, that video was fantastic. I loved it, man. It was
and obviously, I don't know how. Shout out to the supporters. Shout out to the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
Shout out to God. That got over like 1 million views. And then obviously, we both work full time and stuff in it, so we're not always active managing the TikTok page, and we kind of just post and go, and we don't really spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
And I was I had a bit of free time, a bit of downtime. I was in the comment section, and I was like, obviously you get bare comments, bare people tagging their friends and everything, and I was like, yo, is that that face looks familiar. So I screenshot it. I sent it to Hussein. I said, bro, I swear that's the guy who does the train stuff. Like, I swear his face rings a bell. And he was like, yeah, let's check it out. So I think we both must have checked it out. And we're like, yo, it would be so sick to have him on one day. And yeah, man, it's happened, bro. But thank you for coming on, my guy.
It's all right, man. Appreciate you guys reaching out. And yeah, pleasure to be part of what you guys are doing, man. It's good stuff. So.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I said, what are you saying? Celebrity status now?
Bro, that's it. I was telling him in the car, and we were talking in the car.
Blue ticks and that.
No, we're talking in the car. I was we've done H squared for long enough now to do a thing where, like, if someone can genuinely bring substance to a conversation that we want to have, that we actually genuinely want to have, because this conversation has been in our minds for a long time, but it's like, who do we bring on? And then it just like, do you get me? It
Natural
just made
fit.
sense.
Stars aligned. Cool, like, stars aligned.
100%. This is the person for this conversation.
But now, just before we start, should we do a little push?
Yes, man.
So my bro, obviously, it's the first time you're seeing it, so you're seeing it live. We're sponsored by an amazing company called Manscaped. But just before we start, welcome back to the Hate Squared podcast. I'll keep losing track of what 58. Number it is. 58. Can you believe that, bro?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Nearly 60 episodes in.
Yeah, it's nuts.
How do you feel?
Yeah, happens, innit?
Happens?
Yeah,
this guy's disappointed. He wants to get over and done with.
I want to see like 100. I want to reach 100.
We need to do something special for 100.
Yeah, we'll do something special for 100.
But anyways, now big up everyone for the last episode. The support, people were loving the worst traits in friends.
Yeah.
A lot of people were able to relate to some of the traits that we put on. Some people writing paragraphs in the comment section about how much they, oh my God, I found this podcast at the right time. It was very cute. But now big up Hussein, as always.
Manscaped for sponsoring this video and for believing in us and
for helping us reach our goals and dreams and desires.
That's the one, bro.
Let me put it here. What is the name of this product, my friend?
The
before this
mic 4.0. If you guys don't already know, you're just wet. I'll be real.
All right, cool.
We've pushed them enough for you guys to actually go out and
trust me. Even on the gram and TikTok, Valentine's Day just went. I'm not gonna lie. If you didn't use this to sort your things out, then I hope it did go well for some of you lot. Yeah. But it's still not too late.
It's not too late.
You know, we've got a lot of ethnic viewers. Yeah. We all have bad timing. Yeah. So this can be like a belated, sorry, babes, you get me, payday was a bit, you know what I mean? Use what? For how much off?
So you use code H squared for 20% off plus free shipping. Obviously, we know the H squared audience varies from around the world. So, bruv, you could be watching this in any country. You get free shipping with the code H squared.
Trust me, we genuinely, like, all jokes aside, or help me with that side, please. We genuinely vouch for it. We wouldn't put our name behind something we didn't back.
We're literally just telling Elvin off camera as well, bruv. It's
Trust
the truth.
Me, Elvin, Hate Squared, 20% off, bro. You get me? If any accidents happen, don't blame us for that. We're not liable. But now, big up Manscaped for sponsoring, and of course, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change up the emoji thing. I'm gonna do it now rather than later.
Okay.
I remember, bro. What's your favorite emoji or your most common used one? Apart from like the laughing, because we all do that.
Yeah. I mean, I use that a lot. There's one that I like now where actually it's like a breath one. It's like,
I've been using that bare.
Yeah, I like that
like
one.
This, and it's like blown to the side. That one.
Yeah, but the eyes are closed and it's like, there's a cloud of breath.
That's the one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one. I started using that one recently. That's like when something's like,
with the breath to
the
side.
If you want to reply to a girl's story, but you don't want to reply with the heart eyes or something, reply with that one.
With that one, yes.
Okay. What with the steam?
So it's almost like it's like the equivalent. It's the equivalent of that, but like that's fire.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, drop that emoji in the comment section. Yeah. And if you can't find that one, drop your favorite one.
Yeah.
Algorithm helps us.
That emoji's top 10.
Yeah. Trust me, I haven't used it yet. You know.
Top 5 emojis.
I've been using it quite a lot now.
Is it? Do you have any emojis that are just a no-go zone? Like that you would never.
I don't really do heart eyes that much. I can't lie. Heart eyes, not really.
Heart eyes is a bit overdone now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was like 2012.
Do you ever struggle to find emojis to comment on your boy's pic?
Not really. I just do like I use the cheers one a lot now.
Which one's that?
Cheers, like the two glasses clinking together.
Okay, cool.
Is that a thing now? I haven't seen that one.
I do
the champagne one or the beer one?
The champagne one.
Okay.
Do the champagne one a lot, like cheers.
I can't really use that because I'm trying to keep it halal. So if they've got an orange juice,
you got that. You got that as well.
See, I don't like that one. Yeah. I've always found that one cringe.
All right. Or wavy. Like someone's the wave. That's wavy, bro. I use the wave sometimes.
I've seen the battery charge one. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a battery.
Yeah. I've seen the plug one. I use the plug sometimes.
Nah, plug is at 2016. I can't use that one.
Still, it depends how much I rate.
Or if it's cold, like that, the freezing.
That's cold. Or fire emoji.
Yeah,
but that's a bit basic.
Yeah. I use the cold one a lot. The freezing face.
Now I just go for like more written stuff.
Listen, he said it. Yeah, when I next upload a picture on Instagram, if Elvin doesn't comment ice emoji, I'm unfollowing straight away.
You get valid, fam.
Nah. But there's certain emojis. What's that one? You know the flustered-eyed one.
Which one's that?
The looking up one, the innocent face one, the cute face one.
No, I don't know that one still. What, the rolling eyes one?
Not the rolling eyes. Do you know the one that like mainly girls use? the
cute face one. Where like the teary eyes and that.
Yeah, the teary, that one.
Bro, girls think they can drop that and then just get anything
you know what
they
I'm
want,
talking about?
I feel like I need to see.
You know the one with the black eyes.
Trust me, you 100%
It's like
know.
dark black eyes. You've seen it.
Was like a moon or something?
No. It's
talking
like
to the moon. One sec.
bro, that one. A girl will drop that and think she can get away with anything.
That one.
Oh, that's like you're crying.
Yeah.
That's like the innocent.
Girls think they're cute when they do
sorry. You get me?
Yeah, tell them relax, man.
Trust me. But emojis are a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
I swear down, using, I know we're going mad off topic here, but the certain usage of emojis can really make or break a conversation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You get me?
Do you know why? Because you can't. Text doesn't show emotion.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you're trying to compensate with that.
You get it? So when you're trying to, like, one sentence, if I drop one emoji, it can be interpreted completely different if I was to drop another emoji, or if I just don't drop anything at all. Do you get me? That's why I'm gonna start using emojis in the professional space, because I feel like sometimes it helps me convey my message.
Rather than hey guys, it'll be guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to find the right one, but like I just try and keep it safe. Nothing that's gonna give off the wrong impression. But more like friendly emojis, laughing, hello, thumbs up, cheers, whatever.
But before we dive into it, do you have anything more to say, Hussein, about the beloved emojis?
No, let's get into
obviously, most people would have seen your face in some capacity, but maybe a lot of the people or some of the people may not know exactly who you are, bro. So before we dive in, is it cool if you spend maybe like a minute or two just kind of introducing yourself formally to the people?
Yeah. So my name is Elvin, and I need to make sure. Who am I looking at?
This is Elvin, right? Right, guys.
Yeah, this is Elvin. No, you can look, bro. You look at us.
No, don't worry about the camera.
Camera's just
the
there.
camera.
Alright, cool.
That's
just there.
Us, man.
Yeah. So my name's Elvin, and I've been doing comedy for a little while. I'd say I'm an up and coming comedian. Still, my name's still not 100% out there, but I've managed to develop a platform for myself, doing like the train dates on the train. That's what I called the series. Amazing and doing some other videos like public comedy sketches and pranks, and like This Is My Wife is another thing that caught on. So yeah, I've just been trying different things over the last probably 3-4 years. I went viral in 2019 for the train dates, and yeah, it's just from there, it's just been trying to keep making more content, trying to get my name out there, build a platform for myself on various platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah. And that's kind of how I got to where I am now. And yeah, I still consider myself an up and coming. I know some people might look at my numbers and be like, oh wow, you've already kind of made it. But to me, I don't feel that way. I feel like there's still a lot of work to be done.
You read my mind, bro. You remember, because literally for us, we just hit 10K subs on YouTube, like, what, 2-3 weeks ago? And for us, we were like, wow, like we finally hit 10K. But bare people like may look at us now, oh my god, sometimes people get like really starstruck when we reply, or they may think, oh my god, they're so out of reach. But for us, it's like, chill, we're just normal guys. But for you to say that with verified ticks and well, you got over 1 million on TikTok, right? And I think, what, if I'm not mistaken, over 500,000 on Instagram. Like, bro, for you to say that at that stage, at those numbers, that's, I don't know, bro.
It's what we were talking about last episode. Like, you never look at the present, and it's always the next step. Like, what's next?
Obviously, you want to enjoy what you've got and be grateful. 100%. But I know where I want to go, and I know what can be.
It's not a bad thing.
And obviously, as the saying goes, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. So I'm always looking at it like I've still got more things to do. Like thankfully, I've been able to achieve what I've achieved, and I'm very grateful for the support and the fan base I've got. But there's just so much more. So I don't want to rest on my laurels. I enjoy it. You have to take it in, savor it. Like, I've worked hard to get to where I've got to, and my name's out there a bit. But I want to push. And I want to be able to exhaust everything. And I know that that's going to look more like getting into bigger numbers. And of course, I'm not just chasing clout. I don't want to put it that way, but I feel like for me to be the best that I can be, it doesn't end at 1 million. It doesn't end at 500,000. I feel like there's more, and I think that will probably translate into having probably a bigger audience. You know what I mean? At some point.
So in regards to kind of the longevity, even though today's not really an interview stuff, but this is genuinely stuff that I want to know. And I'm assuming you want to know as well. Like, because you've mentioned comedy. From doing my research on you, just briefly, you've done a bit of acting as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So in regards to like your direction, because let's be honest, bro, you definitely do have a massive audience. Hundreds of thousands of people paying attention to you, and your content in general. What's the kind of ideal goal? Is it acting? Is it breaking through overseas? Is it collaborating with more other like people, UK stuff, like stand up? Yeah, like what's your take?
I feel like I've got a bit of diverse interests. As time goes on, I think I'll be able to narrow in on exactly what. I think like I'm starting to get to that point where I want to do a bit of this, a bit of that, because I feel like I'm good at a bit of everything. Obviously, to be able to be at the elite heights or be at the top of a game, it's very difficult to focus on too many things. You're probably going to be known for maybe just one or two things. So yeah, there's stand up, there's acting, there's comedy in terms of like sketches, there's doing like films. There's all kinds of stuff I could do. I think in terms of what interests me the most, I'll probably say acting and doing like sort of like sketch comedy or like a sitcom, like comedic. So maybe acting, but comedic acting and dramatic acting. I think that's probably what interests me the most. So acting as a broad thing, because even what I'm doing on the train, it's theatrical basically. It's theater. So like acting, but like maybe do comedic stuff where you're doing like funny characters, maybe doing a sitcom, and then you've got more serious acting where you're doing dramatic roles, like a serious role, you know, in like a sci-fi or whatever, thriller or whatever it may be, or drama. Those are the kind of things I think that interest me the most. Stand up doesn't, I mean, I love to watch it, but I don't know if my skill set is as suited to that, although I have started doing stand up.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've started doing stand up, and I feel like I do have the skill for it, but I don't know if I'm as good on stage as I am on screen. I feel like I'm better on screen as a performer. I feel like on stage my nerves and stuff get in the way too much, and I'm also a perfectionist, so I like to do things over and over again until I have the perfect take. Maybe I have to get over that, because stand up you have to be okay with a little bit of imperfection. So I think that's where I don't really like stand up, but I've been encouraged to do stand up. I've been really encouraged to like take it seriously. So that's something that, you know, I'm trying to do now, and I'm giving myself time, because I know that, you know, I've read a book on it as well, and to become a great, it doesn't happen overnight. Even if you have natural talent, it takes years to figure out your persona on stage and how, you know, what type of topics you want to do. You know, you want to find out what works with your crowd, what doesn't work. So it's not something that happens overnight. Obviously, if you're really talented and you've got good people around you, like mentors and stuff, you can speed up the development, but it takes at least 2-3 years to even get good at stand-up in most cases. So
I can imagine. I've seen a few. Sorry, you're gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say, like, stand-up, I think, is one of the most underrated.
I think it's the hardest form of comedy to do, because you have to remember all your material, or at least most of it, and you're there in front of the crowd. If a joke doesn't bang, you have to move on and keep that crowd going. So I feel like it's the hardest form, because there's not really a way for you to redo the joke or redo a bit that didn't go so well. Whereas on screen, if your time doesn't go well, let's just do that take again.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's possible. You know what I mean?
Seen I think it was either today or yesterday, I saw a clip of obviously the legend, shout out Mo Gilligan. Him performing. I'd love to see him perform live one day, man.
Bruv, like
he's so sick.
He had a show recently which I went to in the O2.
Cool. Are you guys like acquainted or?
I met him and spoke to him. Like we don't talk a lot, but like
you know of each other.
Know of each other. I've met him and spoken to him. He said he loved my stuff, which was quite heartwarming. And I know a friend of his called Babatunde who also does stand up, and I've spoken to him a bit more, got some advice.
Sick, man.
So I'm in and around.
It must be humbling that someone of his status is able to.
I was just like, I mean, I didn't even know he was watching my stuff like that. So for him to say that was quite nice.
Wicked, man. Like, people are paying for you to make them laugh. Like,
it's a crazy concept. Like, it's a crazy concept.
Like, here's my money, make me laugh now. Like if you sat down and you're like, Hussein, make me laugh, I don't think I would be able to, because you're expecting.
I'll just put your trim in it. It'll be alright.
Yeah, but bruv, like, it's
or should I say bit?
underrated forms. But like, going off that, who have people like who's interacted with you where you're like, bruv, like, I can't believe my man's like been watching my stuff, or he's messaged me, or she's messaged me, or whatever.
Yeah.
Has there been anyone?
Have you had any pinch me moments like that?
Drop the humble thing. Let's just go into it.
I think Gordon Ramsay following me was a bit mad.
Whoa.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
What, on TikTok?
On Instagram.
Oh, swear.
Yeah. And liking my stars, like, whoa, Gordon Ramsay. Sick. So that was a bit like, whoa, okay, that's kind of crazy. Got gassed about that. Who else? Couple of footballers, Thomas Partey from Arsenal.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, I some of them, like, when I went viral, I didn't even see everyone who was following me. So some people were telling me, do you know this person's following you? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Yeah. Found out recently that I think Giggs is following me.
Oh, what, the artist Giggs?
Yeah, the artist Giggs. I didn't know, because when I blew up, I didn't check all of these things. I wasn't even able to. My notifications were just going off. So I found out like months, even some years later, that some of these people were following me. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, so Mo, Gordon Ramsay, some of these footballers, Jay Farrow, who was on SNL. So like, yeah, some of these guys, I'm like, yeah, I really respect what they do. So it's kind of humbling to see them
Trust me. Bro, they followed me back.
That was nice when I saw that as well. Cause obviously I loved that episode. So for you guys to have noticed, for you to have noticed was
of course, bro. Of course, like it's mad. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. Someone, because a lot of the times, obviously, as you can imagine, the requests on DMs,
you can't see everything.
It gets the older stuff. I think it only shows you your most 10 recent or something, and then after that, it never used to do that, you know.
What?
Like on your requests on DMs.
I think they expire.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, so like, you know, sometimes people may message saying, oh, they love the pod, or, you know, big up, I just watched this episode. So sometimes, or a lot of the time, we like to interact back with the audience and the supporters and say thank you back. So like, if you've already messaged someone on DMs, their notification will come as a normal DM, not as a request. And then the other day, a young lady must have like watched an episode and just found something funny, so she messaged me, and she was really like, she was really excited and really like happy. She was like, this is a fangirl moment. Thank you so much for replying. I was a bit like, yo, like,
it's cute.
It feels weird because like these times, my mum still tells me off if I leave the light on in the living room. Like,
but you know what? This whole social media thing has made me realize like no one's out of reach. Like,
you're very accessible. Everyone's accessible in some way. Unless obviously maybe you're Cristiano Ronaldo, it might be a bit harder.
Okay,
but
they're not people.
Yeah, well, people like that, you might need to go through about 4 or 5 people to get hold of them.
100%.
But like, it's bridged the gap because you can follow your favorite celebrities or artists or whatever, and sometimes they can follow you if they like your stuff or they see your stuff. So it has definitely closed the gap. This whole thing about 6 degrees of separation is probably probably less now. It's probably like more like 3. You know what I mean? So
never more than 6 people.
People away from it's even less now, I think, with social media.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. What's the concept?
So like anyone in the world, you're not more than 6 contacts away from them, like 6 people between you and them.
I feel like with social media, that's been cut in probably half, probably. I feel like, you know, if you can get hold of like a representative and then someone else, then you're
Kim Jong-un and that. Yeah. If I contact the right 6 people, I can chat to Kim Jong-un.
Well, how would you want to chat to him?
Right, he's got a nice trim, bro.
Yo.
I like your cut, G.
I like your cut, G.
Get me executed, bro, on the spot.
Trust me, I heard that country's depressing, though.
What, North Korea?
Yeah.
Have you been?
I haven't been, but
Don't
I've heard.
judge it.
That's what I said. I heard.
Don't judge it.
I heard.
No one's been and come out and said that.
Yeah, that's because I don't think they had the chance to come back.
No, when they do come out, they have to say, oh,
you don't know what's there, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like a super villain. And then his sister, they say she's the lady from Rush Hour. Like, you know, I don't know. They just give me the like super villain family
vibes. You got the stuff loaded, yeah?
Yeah, I got all the stuff loaded, yeah, man.
But the reason why we wanted to do the intro is just because a lot of people may not know of you, or they may know of your face, but they may, I've seen that guy somewhere. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I get a lot. Like people are sometimes people know the face, they don't know the name. So they know the face and they know the work. They don't know the name, and so obviously that's part.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that. You know, I just appreciate that anyone even knows my stuff. You know, but of course, like I think the aim is to get to a level where the name is synonymous with the work. Like you want your name to be known, so that this is part of your branding and part of like even just knowing that you've achieved something in the industry. Where like Elvin, this like they know that the name is. So when people say Kevin Hart, we know exactly what he's about, or Eddie Murphy or whatever. So that's obviously the level that I want to get to, where my name is synonymous with my work. People don't need to like ask who is that. But at this level, I will take even just any just sort of recognition. I appreciate it, man.
Obviously, so today's episode is mainly going to be based around the theme of like the traits women like to see in men. Yeah. But before we get into that, I had a question, because I'm going to say it now because I'll forget. Has any of the training experiences ever gone wrong?
I mean, a few.
Like when someone's been like, get away from me, man. What you doing,
there's
man?
never been that.
What are you doing, bruv?
Pardon me. It's never been that like intense. They probably just stay on their phone, or they'll just like get up, you know.
No one's ever been like rude?
Nah, never been excessively rude. Like, not really.
If anything, that's good. We were talking about in the car, sometimes it's gone too well.
Yeah, sometimes it's gone too well. Yeah.
You know your Valentine's one with the 2 Asian girls, or
it was a black girl and then they ate like I think Asian.
That one. That one went really well, bro. That was she was cooperating like she was a good sport, man. Big up to whoever that was.
Yeah. Some of them, I don't know if it's just bands. Some of them, I don't know if it's just bands for them. Like for me, it's bands, but to them, it might be like I've never had a date like this in my life, or my man's not doing this for me. So I don't know if I'm causing them to catch some feelings and then breaking their hearts simultaneously.
You're a home wrecker, G. All for content, all for the love of content. This guy's breaking happy homes.
I can't win. I'm just out here trying to entertain people, but the side effect of that is that some of these girls do end up catching some feelings, and inevitably they do because
it's the confidence, bro.
Trust me, bro.
It's the swag, the confidence. Man's laying out. Like, what else do you need, bro? You're setting the standard.
You're bringing dinner to her.
Like, babes, I'm not gonna take you to a restaurant.
I'll bring
I'll
it to
bring
you.
you the restaurant. I'll bring you the
I'll bring
restaurant.
it to you. If you don't want to go on a date, I'll bring it. That's the whole like just like not caring and coming with this kind of like unfazed mindset. I think they like it.
They love it.
Yeah,
they love it. Do you know what it is? Like, there's so much content out there, yeah. But still, there's so many new content ideas that people are just coming out with, like, on a daily basis. And before the content is released, it doesn't seem so obvious. But then when someone does it, it's like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Where did you, like, let's talk about the two most popular ones, the on the train, the dates on the train, and Here's My Wife.
Yeah.
Where did those, like, where did that come about?
The train thing, I was already doing stuff on the train. So it was just a natural progression from doing stuff on the train. I'd already done videos there. The train date wasn't the first thing I did on the train, but what inspired it was because I think once I started making these kind of videos, I was always thinking of the next thing. What could I do next? What could I do next? The train date thing wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. It was just another idea and a long list of things I wanted to do. So I was on the train coming home from making a video that day. I think I'd washed my clothes on the train. I did some madness that day. So on the way back, me and my friend, we just saw like some ladies. They were sharing a glass of wine. So I was thinking, I just saw that. I thought the aesthetic to me just thought, a date on the train. So that triggered off a thought in my head. It'd be good to like actually have a whole table and just a whole flamboyant, because that was my mindset. Doing things that you wouldn't expect on the train in that environment, in that context, bringing that, almost doing it in the wrong context, bringing those things into the train. That was the science in my mind. Like, how can I do things that look visually like a bit absurd but funny? So that was another idea. So when I saw them sharing that drink, I thought, oh, okay, a date could be a good idea. But then I wanted to do it with someone I know. I knew, that was the plan initially. But then I spoke to someone and they're like, no, just do it with stranger.
Yeah.
So then that was what happened. And then, from there, the rest is kind of history.
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And then the wife one, there's a guy I know in America. He does like the selfie facing kind of phone shots, like, and he did something called I've Got a New Girlfriend and stuff. So I thought I want to do my own spin on that. I'm gonna do something around wives and stuff. So that's kind of where I got inspiration from.
Have you not seen that? Sorry, you gonna say that?
No.
Have you not seen that guy? I don't know his name, man. He's
Boris Becker.
No, him as well. He's American. He's like even done videos with Drake and stuff where he's like...
It's him you're talking about. That's the same guy.
Can I get six cases of belly?
Put it in his tab. Yeah.
Oh, is that the same guy?
That's the guy that I got inspiration from for This Is My Wife.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny.
What do you think of Drewski? You know the big fella from America?
I don't think I've seen his stuff.
I'll show you later.
The guy you just mentioned, I think his handle's Trav Key or something.
That's the one. You know Drewski, yeah?
Yeah,
I know Drewski's hilarious, bro. Yeah. But let's get into it, bro, man. What we saying? So basically, what we done was, as we mentioned in the group chat, we put up a little questionnaire poll thing on Instagram, and we asked our amazing followers. Follow us on Instagram if you're not, by the way. Their favorite, or not favorite, but like their most attractive traits that they like. In men. In a men. It's been a long day for you, bro.
Bro, I was gonna say open up whatever you need to open up. Don't worry about like mic and that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Eat, chill, relax. You know what I'm saying?
Our house is your house.
Let's get started. All right.
Even though it's a studio, but you know.
Do you want to open up as well now? Do it, man. Fuck it.
Fuck it. YOLO.
Okay. All right. What did you ask?
I think I asked.
Ladies, what do you find attractive in men? All right, cool. So we're just going to be talking about trait and stuff. All right, this one just came in. Decisiveness.
Assertive, basically.
You know what it is, yeah? As I've grown up, I've realised that women are suckers for assertive men. They love it.
I know who that is, actually.
When a man knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, similar to the date on the train thing, bro. It's like, I want you. I don't care who's watching right now. Like, I'm here right now. You're mine, yeah? You're going to sit down. We're going to have a little date, whatever.
Well, yeah, kind of like, obviously, you don't want to, like, in this day of consent and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But you're kind of saying, you know what? I brought this date to you. I'm not scared of you turning me down. Literally. And we're going to have this date. Obviously, if you don't want to do it, I'm out. But
yeah,
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, decisiveness. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was thinking about this stuff earlier today, yeah? And so true what you said, because you know the concept of like, you know, be a man, you know, if you're on a date, open the car door for her, you know, close it. If you're walking on the road, make sure she's walking on the inside. You know, all these like manly things to do. You know, don't ask her if you can kiss her, just lean in and do it and all that stuff.
This day and age, you might have to.
But bro, hey, but Mandem, I swear down, all jokes aside, yeah, that's a bit mad, because as much as women may say, yo, like, you know, be a man and take charge and take lead, bro, people get in prison from saying, can I move out the way, bro? You know what I'm trying to say?
That's Dubai.
Still, bro, you get my point, though,
just record everything. Voice record everything. So you got, if feds start asking questions, be like, boss, I got the whole
that as well, always be one step ahead sort of thing. But I don't know, like, I think, like...
consent is a bit crazy now.
Bro, but it's sometimes this shit gets, like, I don't want to sound ignorant because I know people have genuinely been, like, you know, victims of serious situations, but it's like, bro, sometimes this shit gets way out of context, bro. Like, the most silliest stuff, bro.
But you know what it is, like, there's now a fine line between assertive and like knowing what you want and just being like just taking what you want.
Yeah.
And like just
you need to know how to walk. You need to know how to walk that line because
100%.
I think it's getting a bit crazy now, and I think there is a toxic wave of like trying to bash men and you know emasculating men or not allowing men to be men. Like you guys can't have your cake and eat it. You're saying you want men to approach you, but then when they approach, you're crying harassment. So what is it? What do you want? You know what I mean? So I think you have to. I think women need to be a bit clearer of what it is they want. Sometimes, as we said, it's something they don't even know what they want. But I do feel like, on the same token, we as men, be confident, approach, and a lot of it does have to do with whether they find you attractive or not. Let's be real.
Read the room, bro. Like,
if you're attractive, you can get away with a lot. You can talk to a woman and she ain't gonna say anything. Two men can say hi to one woman. If she doesn't find them attractive, you're gonna say you're creepy,
100%.
and the other one is charming. So it just depends on how they perceive you as well. But I think we need to obviously respect women. I don't think you should just all that catcalling stuff or like being a little bit too forward when they say I'm not interested. You need to know when to obviously
of course
all of that stuff. So
read the room, like you said, read the room.
Yeah, so there's a balance. I think as much as you want to be confident and like go for what you want, you have to also appreciate that some women may not
100%. Like for example, if let's say you're trying to move to a girl on Insta and she's aired you once or something, messaging her again may not be the end of the world. But if like if you're sending 6 messages, she's airing you, she's not following you back, she's clearly not interested.
That double text. We listen once in a while. We all do double text.
Shameless.
But triple, quadruple. That.
No.
That's an L. That's a walking L. You need to leave that alone.
Yeah, trust me.
Them who like if a girl's not interested in you, don't try play the assertive game. Don't try play like your minds or bro, it's cringe. I start calling her a good girl and that, but she's not interested, bro. It's not gonna work. Like you literally just said.
You man do that?
Yeah, bro. If an attractive guy was to do that, then cool. Like it probably would pay off and probably would work. But if she's not feeling, just relax.
Know the back of the video about when you were saying how to move to girls and DM saying reply back saying I've seen it's deleted now. Do you know that amount?
That made me laugh.
Yeah. Do you know the amount of people that like said I got aired. I tried it. This didn't work. Bruv, mission abort mission.
Bruv, this is where you take it now. Like you've gotten through the door. Like
you giving the tools.
I've given you the tools. Now go and do your thing.
You've given them the blueprint.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can't go and chat to the girl for you and fucking tell you exactly what to say every move. Like, bro, at that point you get me? I'm the husband.
May as well give me the logins and I'll just take over for you.
Bro, they're my kids now. If you have babies, they're my kids.
What are you saying? You're starting a Nucci counselling service where
I might have to,
for $15.99 a month, give me your Insta logins.
No one does that. That's a gap in the market, No one tells you how to talk to people. Like, oh, bro, man them ask me, Man them ask me, yo, this girl's replied this. What do I reply back?
I mean, to be honest, I've had days, maybe in my earlier days, and even still now. Sometimes, because I think the thing is with text, let's be real, when you're getting text, you have time to process and think, and again, because it's not in the moment where you're seeing them face to face, you're not replying instinctively most of the time. You're trying to be calculated in your response. Sometimes you might even start typing and say, let me reword that or whatever. So I do feel like sometimes you might want to cross check with a friend or one of your boys who you trust to be like, what do you think of this? This is a bit of a curveball. Even if you've been in the game, so to speak, for years and you've talked to girls, you still once in a while you're like, I'm not too sure how to respond to this one, Yeah. But in person, it's like you don't have time for that. So whatever he's throwing at you, which I think is why in person is better, along with the fact that you're being 100% your authentic self most of the time and you're not hiding behind the screen. I feel like, you don't have time to be thinking about the responses too tough. It's just like whatever she's giving, it's instinct,
bounce off each other.
If you're in a position where you can't even, maybe 1 or 2 messages maybe get help from like the mandem, especially for the youngsters watching, maybe like if you're 18, 19 years old or whatever, and you don't have much experience. But bro, like if you need yo, bro, this is her reply. What do I say? Yo, bro, this is her other reply. What do I say? Yo, this is her third. Allow it, bro. Just don't talk to girls then. If you don't even, as you said, don't even participate in the game if you're not able to.
Yeah, you need to get better. You need to get better at knowing how to. I guess it's communication. At the end of the day, you have to remember this is basic communication. So yeah, it's a girl, but she's a human being just like you. So you should be able to understand. Okay, this is A to B kind of conversation. Like, you know, so she said this. How do I keep this rolling? And I think he's also like, let's be real. I think too many people want to try and be something they're not. Just be yourself as well. Like, I'm not saying that you should not use a bit of like wisdom or have a bit of like, what's the word? You need to have a bit of guile, almost like, you know how you can even mask certain things or do things with a bit of sauce. You don't want to just go out and just not be using your head. Use your head, but I feel like be authentic, be yourself. Like, so if she says something to you and you want to crack a joke, or if you want to, if you want to ask, there's no rules, because as you said, all girls are different. And if you're someone who's keen or you want to take her on a date, like, go ahead and do that. I mean, and I've heard this saying, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. There's a truth in that, like, if that girl likes you or she's the right type of girl for you, it's very hard for you to do any wrong in her eyes. You know what I mean? So if she gets turned off very quickly, she's probably not the right girl for you anyway. So I feel like that should take some pressure off people. Just talk and see where it goes. And if she likes you, she will say yes to a drink or whatever. And I think that's another bit of advice I would say. Try and spend less time on the phone. I think our generation, we love the phone too much. Communication is done best in person. That's where you get the most authentic version of that person.
We're humans. We're made to.
Yeah, we're made to. You know, that's the curse of technology. We've become so consumed with the phones and hiding behind screens. You know, even on the dating apps and stuff. Whereas, you know, in the old days, you met a girl in person and you spoke to her, and that's where you formed your best connections. You know, you could get to see her mannerisms. You know, her body language, you get to touch her, she gets to touch you or whatever. It's a lot more authentic. 100%. Whereas on the text, you're not getting 100% of me. You're getting like a massively filtered version of whoever I am.
They're showing you their best side.
Best version.
And it's a calculated best side. Like you're saying, because now they've got time. It's almost like a bot. Like you've got time to kind of
filters.
What do I really want to reply? Whereas in person, I think that's why a lot of people have.
Oh, you're talking about the messages only?
No, I'm saying like that. In general, like I feel like that's why a lot of people have like social anxiety now. It's kind of like, I'm good at talking on here, but here is not in person. Like you're saying in person, sometimes like someone will say something, they're like, and then they'll beat themselves up after because they're like, oh, I should have said that. I should have said that, exactly.
But it's a lot more raw and authentic. And I think we need to have more of those experiences. I think if I'm not completely opposed to you meeting someone online, but with me, I'm off dating apps and all that stuff. I had a season of it, but I'm off it now. I'm just trying to meet girls in person, which means I might have to wait a bit longer, because obviously you have to wait to go to events and whatnot. But for me, if I'm talking to a girl on the thing, that's like maybe like my third form of communication. The first is in person. Second maybe is phone call or video call. And then the text is like the lowest form of communication for me. I don't want to make that number one. I've been starting to realize I'm terrible at texting. Like, I'm just like, this is not, I don't like it. I'm always overthinking what I want to say to her. But me in person, it's just, you just go with the flow and you act on instinct to some extent. 100%. Obviously, a bit of your common sense will kick in and you might be like, okay, she said that. Let me take time to process and not say certain things or whatever. But you're just going with whatever she's giving you in that moment. You can mix that in with the physical contact and whatever.
True, man.
The laughing, the eye contact. You miss all of that via text. 100%. You don't even know what emotion they've sent that text in. They could have been vexed and sent that to you.
I would say personally, I had a question as well to ask you in a second. But I would say personally, kind of piggybacking on what you said, is maybe if obviously, you know, get to know the person on the phone for maybe a couple weeks max, 1-2 weeks. I know you're 3 days guy. You're proper in it to the deep end. You get me? Yeah. Hussein says 3 days max. You get me? But
3 days and you want to meet them?
I think he was joking when you said that, right?
I don't even remember, but I wouldn't like if I'm speaking. The thing is, if the conversation is like very like you know when you're just texting bed, and it's just like, bro, like 3-4 days, like I don't mind linking up.
Yeah. Obviously,
I'm with you. But what are we waiting for?
Trust me, but people like I don't necessarily want to disrespect anyone that does this, because everyone has their own level of like their own pace of comfortability.
That's
but
true.
It's kind of a thing of like, bro, if you've been speaking to this girl for like, I don't know what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, you know what I'm saying, 6 weeks, 2 months now, it's like, bro, like, unless like just a thing of like, I don't know, you've met someone that lives in Manchester or something, like
I might understand why you might have to do that, but the problem is that the danger you have is if you've met them in person already, then that's fine. Yeah. Then actually you already met each other, you've already sussed each other out a bit, and then you use the text to supplement. But the problem is people are using a supplementary form of communication as the main form, which is where the problem is. And I think that's why a lot of people are struggling, you know, with their relationships. Part of it is probably this: we've become so dependent on this supplementary form of communication. We can't do in-person thing anymore. And people are on dating apps talking forever and a day to someone they're never gonna meet, ghosting each other. It's just like,
it's become so, bro, ghosting and
terrible, bro.
Having like speaking to like 7 people at once is so normalized, bro. It's actually mad.
Like, I think it's bad. Like, I'm not saying there are times where you might have to ghost someone because they've been rude or they're behaving a certain way. And actually, it's best for you to ghost them. But we were having a good chat. It was going well. Where are you now? You just like, it's like me just getting up now and just ducking and not even telling you guys anything. But we were having a good time. I said I was enjoying the podcast. Why did I just get up and leave?
I don't know. We're asking each other like,
and you're baffed, and I never get back to you again. And you're like, what did we do wrong? That's what a lot of people are doing.
Hey, you know what's funny? No names, but a couple of guests in the past have been a bit. But they've come on, and that's the only time we heard of them. Which is,
but I mean, like, it's not mid convo or anything. But it's not.
No. But still, I don't know. Me
but
personally,
ghosting is like mid convo. Mid convo, I just got up and left.
No. Mid convo is a whole nother level of disrespect. But even if it's like, I don't know, I'm just different. But before we move on, I was gonna say, do you not remember that Will Smith film, Hitch?
Yeah, Hitch.
He was literally talking.
We were talking about it in the car. Yeah.
Okay, bro, that's one of my favorite films.
Yeah, I love it. I watched it.
I've always wondered, like, is that like a real life? Do you think there's people out there that do things like that? Maybe not to his extent, because that was a film.
What you mean in terms of training people?
Like relationship consultant or something.
There must be.
There's dating advisors and dating experts.
But they must make racks.
Yeah, they must make racks, because dating love sells, and dating is a massive point of interest for everybody. But the funny thing is, we said that at the beginning of the film, he comes across saying that, you know, basic principles, this and that, and he had principles that were working for his clients in the film, and then obviously he meets Albert, who's the fat guy, you know, who then liked this famous rich girl. And then he, in the end, pulls her just by being his goofy self. And at the end of the film, Hitch, Will Smith just says, like, there's no principles, you know, because it's like, there's a science to love and there also isn't. Like, you just do whatever, and, you know, sometimes the people that don't even have game end up married and end up with maybe the beautiful girl. Like, how did he get her? Sometimes it's not always science. Sometimes it's just love.
Forget the statistics. Nobody statistics.
So I think people need to not overthink it too much. But I would recommend anyone watching this, try and go outside, people. Just go outside.
Trust me, man.
Go outside.
I know we was in lockdown, but
don't use that as an excuse no more. Go outside.
Go to events.
And go to events, network, you know, and as much as you can, whatever girl you're talking to, get her off the phone eventually and meet her, because you're not gonna spend. If you're serious about dating and whatever, you're not gonna spend your life on the text. When you're dating and you get married, you're gonna be seeing that girl face to face. You better get used to being around her. You know, you're not gonna be talking on text all the time, are you?
Your energy needs to be lit in person as well as on the phone, innit?
When it's time for you guys to consummate your marriage, you're not going to be doing that over text, are you? Get used to in-person interaction.
No, it affects you when you're not used to it for such a long time. It definitely affects. Like, even me, I'd like to consider myself like a fairly confident guy when it comes to interaction and whatnot. But like, even myself, sometimes I find myself where like I'm making a new TikTok series for like the company that I work for, whatever, and it includes going on the streets and asking questions. Even that's a different type of interaction that I'm not used to. That now I'm having to get used to, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, no matter like how confident you are, whatever, there's always room for improvement. Like,
that's
always
true. I would agree.
Do you get me? There's always that room of like, there's different interactions that you're not used to that, you get me, you can improve on. So don't think to yourself, oh, I'm at this stage, I'm at that stage. Bruv, just go out, just speak to people, whether it's at a formal event where the conversation is much slower or whatever, or if it's at a very busy event like a box park or something where everyone's just like, or a club or whatever, everyone's just quick conversation, like, do you get me?
Yeah, and you grow with your confidence. I think, you know, you get better at things the more you do them. You know, even the most skilled person, even the guys with the most sauce, I'm sure they have days where they have butterflies or they're not too sure about the girl that they want to approach. You just have to just do it. You know, you take some L's as well. Don't you know? I think I've taken more L's than W's in my lifetime, but yeah,
I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah. I think that's part of the learning process, and you get better as you know.
Definitely.
For sure. Next one?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
The next one
we got a lot of good ones today, I think.
Yeah, we did. The next one was Protectiveness.
Okay. Was there something else alongside that one? Or was it just Protectiveness? Or did a few people put that?
A couple of people put Protectiveness.
I think the one I saw was right at the beginning. Like, if you scroll all the way down, they said something in brackets like not being toxic or something like that.
All the way down?
Yeah, I think so. Protectiveness and...
Protectiveness to an extent, not in a toxic way.
Yeah. See, when it comes to protectiveness, right? We spoke about it before. Like, obviously, we all come from different ethnic backgrounds, but I think one thing we can all relate to is the fact that the common factor would be is men are typically in our households the leaders, the breadwinners, and just frankly, just the hunchos. You get me? Protectiveness is a very important trait to have, especially towards like your romantic partner, towards your siblings, the little ones in your family. But of course, you don't want to overdo it too much to the point where somebody feels like suffocated and that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think in our culture, speaking as like an Arab or an Asian and even African, I'm sure, there's like a lot of women find it attractive. A lot of men take pride in being protective. It's kind of like, you know, this is my treasure. Like, this is my. I'm like, I love this person with all my heart. Like, I'm gonna do everything to protect her. Whereas you might find like in this area of the world, like it might be of a thing where it's like, okay, he's coming across as toxic. Like he wants to control me. He wants to. Do you get me? So, and I think like now those lines have kind of been blurred, and like we live in a society now where like you're not really allowed to be a man like you were before. Like if anything, you're discouraged, I think, of your masculine traits. And protectiveness being one of them, it's kind of like, do you get me? Like, where's the line drawn between protective and controlling? Like,
or possessive.
Do you get me? Or possessive, like a girl might turn around and be like we were talking about this before. Like, if I tell her like, yo, babes, like, do you get me? Like, there's no way you're walking out like that. Like, do you get me? Put on a jacket. Some guy might be like, oh yeah, I love that. Yeah. And then another, like, say the exact same phrase in the exact same way, exact same person. Another girl, but who the fuck are you, bro?
You're not my dad. You're not my dad. You can't say that to me.
Yeah, you have no right to say that. I'll dress how I want. So it is a sticky one. But for me, I like a girl who likes that. And like I said, like it can't be a toxic way. Like, the person has to be fair. Like, you can't be showing a fucking wrist and the guy's like, oh, I'll cover up or some shit. Like, do you get me? Like, different people, different cultures, whatever. But if it's coming from a place of love and like fairness,
genuine care,
exactly. Yeah. And obviously the way you portray the message as well, then I think there's no problem with being protective.
I think one thing I want to add on is I've been having these conversations with like a few friends and stuff, and I think it came from a lot of realization as I've gotten older and, like, you know, finished uni and started working and seeing more of the real world, as they call it. And it's like, I'm a firm believer now, and I wasn't. This shows my personal like growth as an individual, like maturity and just my wisdom developing. Is my biggest bit of advice to anyone, especially when it comes to relationships, is like essentially go fishing in a pond where you're going to be happy with the product. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to call women products, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like for example, I come from a Pakistani background. I may not be the most practicing Muslim in the world, and obviously we all try our best, but there's just certain people who, like, I wouldn't actively go out and try to date maybe someone who comes from a completely different part of the world, who follows a completely different faith, for example, my version of socializing may be chilling with a mandem and smoking shisha, for example, but someone else's version of that same Friday evening would be going to a pub or, you know, a club and drinking and stuff. Nothing, like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing, but for me, that's not my thing. So it's like, am I then gonna get with someone, we both catch feelings, and now I'm trying to make this a Dora the Explorer project and try to change you? And nah, bro, I'm not going to do that, bro. And I feel that's where especially bare youngsters have this problem. It's like, stop treating these relationship situations as projects. Like, it's very, changing, we go out to eat and I burp and I don't cover with my hand. That's something you can change. You don't like the fact that your girlfriend or your boyfriend smokes cigarettes. That's something that can, you know, change. But like,
core values,
if someone's
your core,
your
the way you the way you look at life, and
your moral compass. If that's something that's genuinely a problem, like you both see the world in different versions, and that's you know, you may want to raise your children in a certain way, but maybe, for example, you know, let's say you're dating a woman and she's got another version of raising your children in the future, bro. They've got a line, bro, and if they don't, then I don't know. Some people are just naive and they bank on. We love each other, so it will eventually work. But nah, man, I think sometimes people need to wake up and smell the coffee, bro. Like, it's not always that rainbows and daisies, bro.
It's not. And I think you got to be able to, like, accept that people are very hard to change and very stuck in their ways. So you got to take people as you see them.
Yes.
You know, so if this is what they're on, and you know that from the beginning, don't try and go in there saying, you know, I'm going to try and go and change this person. I think that's where people go wrong. And you just got to take people as they are.
A fantastic quote from, you know, last episode you mentioned the therapist that said about anxiety and stuff. I've got a very similar one from the same gentleman. He said, So this is a psychiatrist that I got connected with once, like, a couple of years ago through a previous employer, and then he says something along the lines of the best way to judge someone's future actions is by judging their previous. And it sounds so simple. And basic, but do you know the amount of people that don't realize that the best way to predict the future is by looking at someone's current attributes?
The pattern.
Like no one's. Yeah. Like, it makes sense, innit?
You don't change overnight. You don't just turn into
exactly.
A new human overnight.
So if you're not sure about how something's going to be in the future, look at it right now and what it's been like in the past.
And then you can get
chances
a good
are
trajectory of
it's
where
going to be exactly the same, if not probably worse. Who knows? I don't know.
They got protective jealousy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I also think something. Just a word on protection. I do feel like when it comes to protection as well. No one's going to try and cancel me for this, because I think I can probably have some scientific backing. Men are also maybe biologically rather, maybe stronger than women, generally speaking. Maybe that also feeds into why we are prone to want to protect. We feel like maybe we're just stronger, so maybe that also puts us in a position where we feel like, I want to be the person to put myself out there. If someone tried to move to my girl or whatever, my instinctive response would be to want to, 100%. Protect her or whatever, unless she knows that I don't know jiu-jitsu or something. Maybe then I might have to let her do her thing, innit? Maybe do what I can on the side.
Behind her.
But generally speaking, we want to put ourselves out there on the line and take the shield her and protect her. That's just how we're wired, I think.
Like going back to it, like you said, biologically. Even you look at animal, bro. You look at the animal kingdom. Like, we are animals in a sense, innit? We're smart animals, but we're animals
more advanced. But
exactly. So like when like a female animal or whatever, I don't know what the correct term is, but when they're looking at the mate, like, or a man's looking at his mate or whatever, the woman finds, or the female finds like the most protective, the strongest. You get me? He's like, that's attractive to them, and I thought you can't like go away from that too much as a human. Like, women still find it, but you can't just pick and choose and just be like, okay, I want a man who's going to protect me when it comes to a fight, but then he doesn't want to protect my image and he doesn't want to protect the way like how I go out and how I present myself. Like, he doesn't want to protect that. But like, if a guy slaps my ass, then he's coming and running and he's fucking him up. No, like, you can't pick and choose. It comes as a package.
It comes as a package deal. Yeah. You got the image is important, because if your image isn't protected, people could disrespect you. Even if they're doing it from afar, you know what I mean? So that's
not saying the man are right to do that. You shouldn't look at a girl wearing a nice dress or like a loose dress and just be like, oh yeah, no, she's more prone to, or like, I can hit on her more than I can hit on her.
No, but that doesn't give them license. But 100%. You don't want to help them, so to speak.
You don't want to aid them in any way, for sure.
Yeah.
We might get fucking backlash for that, but it depends. Like, some girls might find it attractive, some girls might.
I think what we've said is quite balanced. We're not saying women are at fault. We're not blaming men per se. We're just saying both parties. Obviously, men don't have license, but I think you can make life easier for yourself by not putting yourself in a position where maybe you could be in danger. Sure. But again, listen. Do you innit? I think at the end of the day, whatever you do, be prepared for the consequences. That's 100%. What I'm gonna say.
100%, bro.
Well, sure. I don't think I can say anything. I don't think I can add anything more.
Yeah. What was the next one? Do you have one?
Did we speak about wealth already, or was that previously?
No. Someone
mentioned about his bank balance, right?
Someone said their bank balance.
Okay. I think.
I think that's a fair point.
I think this conversation is a bit touchy to a certain man. Who might be a bit, not really comfortable, a bit self-conscious. But I feel like I prefer women who are able to speak on things very openly and able to say what they like openly.
And admit it.
They like, and they know why they like certain things. You get it? So wealth, like, going back biologically, we were talking about this. What is it? So like, when a female is looking at a man, it's kind of like, what is that, like, protection for the offspring, right? So it's the same way in this day and age. So like, a woman might be looking at a man who's wealthy and subconsciously, without even knowing it, that's protection for the future offspring. So that's an attractive trait towards them. Do you get it? But what does wealth also show? It shows hard working, shows determination, it shows discipline. Do you get me? Ambition, flipping whatever else, innit? It shows multiple resilience. Like, you have to be smart to acquire wealth as well. It doesn't just come like, dumb people aren't usually. I
think it is very safe to say that, irrespective of the faith that you follow or your ethnic background, like, let's be real, bro. Especially if you're living in a place like London, out of all places. You know what? Scratch that. UK in general, like, okay, living up and down the country and certain areas, maybe a fraction cheaper, or unless you're going somewhere like Bradford or somewhere like crazy far from London or whatever. Trust me, them places that no one really wants to go. But it's like, typically speaking, 2 people need to be earning now to sustain a household, especially if you're trying to start a family and stuff. But I think I mentioned this before as well, that it's all well and good as a woman saying, I look for a man's I look for a man's bank balance. That sounds quite superficial, but one of the things I look for is stability and his success, his financial success. But then don't be upset if a man then turns around and says, that's all well and good, but what's your cooking skills saying? Are you able to maintain a home? Like, are you able to raise kids with the same morals that I expect them to be raised with? What's your religion like? How intact are you with our culture? Can you speak our mother tongue fluently? Because no offense, but this is the thing. This is the biggest problem. Yeah, everyone loves. It goes for mandem as well. I don't want to generalize. Yeah, but it goes for mandem and girls. Everyone loves pointing the finger about what they want. Yeah, but as soon as it comes to
what do you have?
Do you have the things that person would want? So, for example, if you want a woman that's not only amazingly like really good looking, but has all those attributes and skills. She can speak her mother tongue fluently. She can cook all your traditional dishes. She's on it with the religion or whatever. Are you on it with the religion? Do you pray daily? Are you able to sustain that sort of environment? And most of the time, man, them don't have those realizations within themselves. That's what I find, anyways.
Yeah, we've got a long list of what we want, but then when the list is brought to us, like, this is what you need to be, then you're like, why are you bringing that to me? you got to be consistent. This is me. I'm an equal opportunist, so I'm just like, have whatever standard you want to have. That's calm, but just keep the same energy when the standard is also brought to you. And this is what I'm looking for from you, or this is what you need to be. Don't complain. Just be like, 100%. Okay, calm. Like, you want a guy who's making 6 figures. I want a girl who looks like this, or who can do this for me at home, or is homely or whatever. Okay. And then I'm willing to meet the standard.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think everyone's entitled to want what they want. Yeah. Just don't be upset when the other person wants what they want. Yeah. We're good, yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. No, but I think it's very. Goes back to we mentioned the legend, Mr. Kevin Samuels. Love to have him on one day. We've got to have him on.
Yeah, he will definitely trigger ruffle some feathers.
Mate, 100%. And I mentioned before, like, I generally speaking, I would say 7 times out of 10, I agree with his stance and his thought process and how he looks at situations. Obviously, majority of his audience are those who come from a black background. Like, every time I've seen his lives and videos on YouTube,
African American especially,
they have I would say, if not all the time, at least 9 times out of 10 he's on live with a black woman or a black man. And I feel like he asks questions that so many of us don't think about. Like, I gave the example before about a woman would come on live and say, Kevin, I'm touching my 40s now. I've got 3 kids from 3 different women, 3 kids from 3 different men. But I'm looking for a high value man who earns at least $90,000 to $100,000 a year. And it's like, the first thing he says is, why would a man who earns 6 figures, no offense, want to be with a woman that's had 3 different baby fathers? Like, whether it was out of wedlock, whether it was during
and now you can't even have kids now because you're too old.
That's what I'm
your
trying to
biological clock is done.
So it's like, what do we do from here? Do we, everyone talks about aiming for the stars and the moon, and ladies, don't give up. Your Prince Charming is coming, but like, ladies also forget that to attract the Prince Charming, you need to be the Princess Charming. If that's even a thing.
And also your Prince Charming might not look like what maybe you think he's going to look like. Because, you have to be... I think one thing I appreciate about Kevin Samuels, even though I don't agree with everything he says...
I don't agree with everything he says.
Is that he is a realist. And, he puts people in their place. And, he gives you realistic expectations. Don't be deluded. Don't live in this dreamland, this dream world where you're like, I'm going to have all of this, even though what I bring to the table is nowhere near this. You know what I mean? So, if you're a lady who, no offense, you're allowed to be 40 and have 3 kids, but just know that you're probably not going to attract a certain type of man because he's probably not going to want to deal with that.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's just the harsh truth, but that's it.
Hurts, bro.
I think it's a thing of asking, it's kind of like reverse engineering. You're an engineer, CM.
Get me? Appreciate it, man.
Reverse. Well, no, sorry. You were an engineer.
You never lose it.
I still got my certificate, man.
As in, your qualification is, but you've expanded widen your horizon. My guy, I'm trying to. You get me? Give you that public credit. But it's kind of a thing of, let's reverse engineer. rather than saying, what do I need to do to get to this certain destination, whether that's a financial destination, you want a certain car, content creation, a partner, ask yourself the opposite. Let's say, for example, I wanted to attract a certain type of woman. What would that woman look for in a guy? Let's start asking ourselves the right questions. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, obviously, big up all the H Square supporters. We get a constant, flow of emails, DMs, tweets, whatever it may be from even young girls, of course, but like young girls and guys asking for like relationship advice, or like, yo, bro, like I'm this years old and I'm doing this, but this girl I'm chatting to, it's just like, bro, you're not in a position to even worry about this shit. You're 19, 20, 21. You should be focusing on like education and your fitness,
your
or
goals or whatever.
Your career, like, bro, you man are out here, and I think I don't want to get too that way in it, but like I think a lot of our youngsters and our generation in general, I know you're a bit older than us, but the priorities are fucked, bro. Excuse my French. The people's priorities are so like
messed up.
Like youngsters are having meals in like Novikov and Mayfair and that at like 19 years old, 18 years old, and it's like, bro, like I only went to that area to eat like 2 years ago for the first time in my life. And even then, bro, I had to put in some like life savings and take some crypto.
I'm joking about that. If you can afford it, fair enough.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think
it's become so normalized. Though.
It's normalized, and I think that's part of the dangers of social media now. Which again, as much as a blessing social media is, and how much it's given so much opportunities to people, I feel like people are using the standards they see on there to then apply that to their personal life. One guy said that if a guy takes a girl to France for engagement, all the women start saying, now, that's the standard. If my guy is not taking me there, he's not doing it right. And it's like, these same people that you're saying are the standard, tomorrow their relationship is in a mess. Today this celeb relationship is goals. Tomorrow it's in a mess. They're broken up. So and today this person's eating at this restaurant and putting it on Instagram. So that's the standard for everybody. I want to eat there too. And it's just like, come on, man, stop using these. You have to have realistic.
Trust me. Even with like weddings and stuff, bro. Like a lot of women will see like photography pages and those like companies that do the videos and stuff for weddings.
The little reels.
Their whole intention is to target these type of people because they make it look so pretty. Oh my god, her dress, and they rented a Rolls Royce, and it's like, obviously I know every girl, most women dream of a dream wedding and a big fancy day, and attention's all on them. But it's like, bro, like for a young guy, a 25-year-old, a 27, even a 30, 35-year-old sometimes, bro, no one's got. It's very rare to have like an extra 50 racks or 60 racks for a wedding, bro. Like, especially to the standard, and then don't forget the honeymoon, don't forget living,
and then the living itself,
decoration of the house if you need to move into a new place, mortgages, and bro, it's just a very
the expectations are through the roof. Never before, I think. Expectations probably have always been high, but I feel like in our generation with social media, now these girls, a lot of them, and maybe guys as well, guys are looking at all these Instagram models. And that's the standard of beauty for them. And the women are looking at all these guys maybe posting for photos of Lamborghinis or these fancy restaurants, and that's just like, and it's worse for like Generation Z, like the generation just below, like those who are like maybe between 16 and like 22 and 24. Them man, like I don't know what they're gonna be doing. They're all gonna be wanting to eat in Mayfair and
trust me.
Comparison is the quickest way to unhappiness. And you've got comparison in abundance with social media. I think like, it's all well and good to be attracted to wealth as a female, to be attracted to wealth. I think it's all well and good if you're doing it for the right reasons. Like I said, like the traits that come with wealth.
Yeah, we said
100%. That's all well and good. But if it's just wealth because I want to eat in like a different restaurant every night, or I want this bag and I want these shoes and I want these heels and this ring, whatever. That's just superficial, silly. What are you going to do when that wealth dries up? Like, if that wealth dries up, do you get me? Are you just going to go and look for the next statement and the next, bank account and be like, okay, that person's my... Do you get me? So there's... Yeah, cool. Do it for the right reasons and do it for maybe the biological reasons that's like subconsciously that we think about anyway. Yeah. But if you're doing it for the superficial reasons, then to be like...
Dior bag won't teach your son how to kick a ball.
Yeah, exactly. It's just superficial. It's just shallow and man. It's just... Yeah.
But I respect this person's honesty about saying,
No, I like the honesty and I like what comes with it, and I like that they know like... Like he's worked hard to own a business. Like that's very attractive. I find ambition in ladies attractive. I find it very attractive.
100%.
Do you get me? And if that's what you're attracted to, 100% go for it. But if you're like just going around every night, I don't know, sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person, but you want a 6-figure man and whatever, then just relax in it.
And I think what you said about them being attracted to the the things that create that wealth or bring that wealth, the hard work, the discipline, the determination, the focus. I think all those things are maybe part of what drives women to certain men. It's not always just the money itself. It's actually what got them to that position where they have the money. So that's why I'm not too. Some people say, "Oh, you can't trust a woman when you've got money, or you've got, I don't know, if you're famous or whatever, you can't trust them." I hear what people are saying because clout is one hell of a drug. Money is as well, and people are drawn to these things. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, and you have to question: do they even really like me or love me for me, or is it just what I have to give them? But sometimes they're drawn because maybe the man you are behind all of this is what's maybe drawing them in. They might not be able to articulate it even, but actually that's what's attracting them a bit.
They might not even know it. And the thing is, like, if you are a wealthy man or you are whatever, if you're attracting, cool, like, I guess it's one thing if you're attracting girls who want you, who are like very, I don't know, like working class, or like very like.
Then you might question it.
Then you might question it. But if she's already made something of herself and she's attracted to you, I don't really think there's a lot to question.
Yeah, not to question. If she's got her own thing going on and she's got her own money, it might be because she actually likes you.
You know them brothers, that would be screaming, gold digger, gold digger. These times they've got no gold themselves.
Yeah.
You man are the funniest, bro. Wallahi, you lot are the funniest. Yeah. Oh my God. What's that new thing? DT something. Oh, I'm not down with the kids. DT, don't trust these. It's like an acronym. What's it? DTB. Right. Have you seen it?
I don't know.
DTB4L or something like. It's like an acronym about don't trust bitches for life. I don't know. It's one of these American rappers. They have this. You get me?
Yeah. If you ain't got no gold to worry about, why are you crying that?
Man, them watching, especially the young. Actually, you know what? Forget that. All of the man them watching right now. Before you start labeling gold digger, this, that, ask yourself what gold you have.
What do you have, and work on yourself and improve yourself before you start labeling. And not all these girls. Some of them have their own gold as well. So they might not be coming for your gold. They might be coming for you. But your gold is maybe indicative of the kind of man that you are. You've got this gold through.
Bro, you're using words I don't know what they mean.
Oh, sorry. Indicative is a like indication. Like it's a sign of what you are.
Okay. Indicate.
I even knew that, bro. You're better. You're better.
No, but I'm honest in it.
I do like to use one or two, big words here and there.
Come on, bro. You're a big content creator. You've got this could lead to a brand sponsorship or something. You get me?
All right.
What are we saying in closing?
Cool. Now, last, I think the one that literally came up the most, and one of the reasons why we had Mr. Elvin on.
Mr. Elvin.
Confidence. I think that's the one that's popped up. Like
the trained puppy himself is there.
Trained puppy.
The trained puppy.
That's his new handle now.
What's your... Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously, like practically everyone will agree that, especially women, confidence is...
massive,
major key in obviously
attracting them.
To men or to their man.
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro? Obviously, you go on trains, you have dates with countless women. And he doesn't say a single word.
Yeah.
He doesn't say a single word. You got bare people recording you, although it's done for content purposes. Yeah. But what are you saying about confidence in that? Like, has it always been something inside you, or?
I think it's been dormant. I think I've had like. My personality is multifaceted, so I do have reserved moments or times where I don't want to talk too much, or I'm a bit quote unquote shy even. I think I have that side to me, but I think we all have different sides of us that come out at different points. I think the confidence thing, I've always been a social butterfly. I do feel like when I'm in certain circles, I can be the life of the party. I can bust a joke or two, be the class clown. I think I've had that always, even from young. But then I also have the quiet, reserved side, So it just depends on who I'm around or whatever. Yeah. When I've liked a girl, historically, sometimes I've frozen a bit. Like when I was much younger, frozen, I was a bit nervous, butterflies, didn't know what to say. I can be around attractive women, but if I like that girl, finding a girl attractive and actually liking her are two different things. I could be like, that girl's pretty, and I could be around her and not have any problems and bust joking, whatever. But then if I like her and I want to go after her, then I start to think about the strategy, and I'm like, I'm not too sure how to go about it. And in times past, that has made me a bit. But now, like, I don't think I struggle with that as much. I think I'm more, and I've had to grow into this. But I do think one of the side effects of doing these videos, all these train things, I think it has allowed me to be more confident in my day-to-day life. Obviously, I don't go in my day-to-day life going with tables to girls, but I am a lot more, I think, I'm just a bit more like, I don't care. Like, if I like you, I'll come up to you and talk to you. And like, I have a bit more no fear. There's no fear in how I approach women these days, So I do think confidence is something that has grown. I think I've always had elements of it, but it's grown with time.
Because of the content.
Yeah, content, and it just experience as you get older as well.
For sure.
You just become more relaxed in yourself. You know what you have to offer.
Self-assured.
Yeah, you're more self-assured.
I think a great closing point before you say your final thoughts, or we all say our final thoughts, is I think confidence also ties into being comfortable with yourself and your abilities and just your personality. Like, don't let your definition of confidence be what social media has made it to be. You know, you be the gym guy with a nice BMW and you get me with a big beard and design. Let confidence be you at your purest form.
Best version of yourself type thing. That's true.
Any final thoughts, young Nucci?
No, I don't think it's final thoughts, but I think like going off what you were saying, like you were even saying like the train stuff is kind of like a persona sometimes as well.
Yeah, it's
like
a persona.
It's a character that you've developed.
Ego,
like,
essentially.
Exactly. You're not saying a word. It's not something that you're doing on a regular basis. Like you're trying to, do you get me? You're trying to keep a still face, whatever it is. So but in a sense, it actually aids confidence, because this whole fake it till you make it stuff, you're faking it, it's still real. It's still reality. You're still putting yourself in situations that are uncomfortable, and you're gaining confidence through it as well. So I think like a piece of advice is literally fake it till you make it. You know, like once you believe yourself something that, like, you can trick yourself into being confident to a certain extent. You get it?
100%.
Even like, going back to an experience that I had within myself was like to an interview. I went to a job interview. It was in Manchester, and I was like, before this, like my interviews were like terrible, bruv. Like I hated going into interviews. And then I just watched like a TED talk. It's called Fake It Till You Make It, I believe. So watch that if you're interested. And you know what? I just looked in the mirror. I was just like, you know what? Today, none of these people know me. I'm going to walk in like I'm the most confident guy, because they don't know who the fuck I am. Like I'm showing them now who I am.
Yeah.
So I walked in, smelt nice. Like I made sure I smelt nice. I made sure I looked very sharp. I made sure like my haircut was nice, beard, whatever. Everything was good. No reason to be not confident within my looks. Now it's just how I portrayed that. I sat down, started talking to everyone. You know, again, faking it, but holding good conversation. In the group stuff, I stood out, whatever. I ended up getting the job simply from faking it. But I'd like to think that it helped me, like, after that. Like, I took that with me. It didn't just end once I left the interview place.
You got a boost from that. And you were able to psychologically put yourself in that situation.
No, 100%.
I 100% think that confidence is something, you can learn. And some people have charisma or confidence naturally, like they're just people who seem to know how to hold a crowd or talk to people. But you can also learn, and you can grow, and it grows with time, with practice. With experience. And
to the young G's watching this, to the man who may be like, like I like this girl, or like over the years I've liked different girls, but I've never been able to secure the date or the number because I ain't been confident. I would just say, you know, find what works best for you. If you're a comedic, funny guy, use that as your thing. If you I don't know, whatever it may be. If you're like in the same class, say that again. If
you're that knowledgeable guy or whatever.
Like let's say you're in the same maths class or the same uni course. You get me? Think outside the box. You get me?
Yeah. One thing I'll also say is don't put them on a pedestal. You know, there's this famous quote: "Treat her like a celebrity, and she'll treat you like a fan." You know, and there's that.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I like that quote because it's saying that
Instagram caption.
It's quite a famous one. But the point is, like, if you put women on these pedestals, they will treat you like that they're at the top and you're down here. You've got to make it seem like there's no leagues. I know there's this whole thing about leagues. You've got to treat it like there's no leagues, and that's probably one of the things, maybe unintentionally, I've done with these train dates. I'm going for like really attractive women, obviously partly because it looks good on camera, but I'm going for them and making it look like it's nothing. Like I'm just approaching them, and I'm not scared. And to some people, they're looking, this girl's gorgeous, she's up here. But to me, like, we're all equals. You know what I mean? So I think you've got to be able to have that mentality. You might be scared, you might want to pee yourself, but you have to look at this woman. She's just a human being.
Literally.
Who knows? For all I know, maybe no guy's even approaching her because they're all too scared. I'm gonna be the one to go.
Sorry. Girls don't understand how much of a real thing that is.
Yeah.
Like like really attractive women probably get moved to not as much as they assume because of the fact that as much as people assume. Because of the fact that it's not even a confidence thing. Like, I was deep in it. I know we're a bit tight on time, but it's like I was deep in it myself. Like I like to consider myself a confident guy. I like to think that I offer a decent amount to the table. You get me? But there's just certain situations in life where like you may be that guy, but you may look at a girl because of her internet profiles or social media, Twitter, where she may have bare followers, or maybe she only uploads pictures where she's abroad or in certain environments, or her story highlights are all fancy restaurants, sports cars, dashboards, or whatever it may be. When in reality, bro, that's all a persona, it's all fake, and you're out here like limiting yourself for someone that's only portraying their showreel.
It's only smoke and mirrors, man. Like, look at A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, for example.
Come on, bro, best example.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't really know of him until the Rihanna situation, but he probably was one of the few guys who had the confidence to approach her. Rihanna's appeared to many people. To him, he didn't see it that way, probably.
Can't lie, that A$AP Rocky he has been that guy for.
But you know, but maybe in terms of status, he's not on Drake's level, for example.
No.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, that's a whole different world. But and it probably isn't the best example for the everyday person, but. Yeah, if you have a Rihanna in your circle, a girl who to many is popular, very beautiful, maybe has queues of guys trying to contact her. It may be in your head, that's what you even think. Maybe it's not even like that. But you've put her on this pedestal. You could miss out on an opportunity if you want her, go for it, man.
Or you can contact Nucci at hatesquared.podcast.com and he'll give you a free consultation.
Little
a 20-minute Zoom call on how to secure the love of
TED
your life.
talk, and then you go and you do it. Like,
do you know what it is? Trust me. You miss, what's the quote? You miss 100% of shots you don't take
by Wayne Gretzky. Yeah. I mean, just
this episode has been filled with sick quotes.
You got to shoot. These are all legendary quotes. You got to shoot your shot, man. You're not gonna score every time. Even Steph Curry, the great shooter, that doesn't score all his shots, but you need to shoot. You have to shoot
in the gym.
Bruv, I've seen it. Like, I've been at a shisha caf or whatever, like a restaurant, and like there's a like very good looking girl over there, and an average guy right next to her, and like let's say there's like 5 other good looking guys, very good looking guys. They're all probably sitting there thinking, oh yeah, I'm not gonna approach her. Like, I'll seem desperate or whatever. Or I don't know if I'm gonna approach her. Or I want her to make eye contact, whatever. The guy that's there, who's an average bloke, he just took out his phone. He's like, yo, what are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. Made her laugh like twice, giving her a phone. She's putting the digits. And that's it. It's done now.
Whether she replies or not is another conversation.
Cool, but like, she's given it in
the
person.
entry route was there.
She can easily say, like, oh, I've got a man or whatever. Like, she's given the digits, bro. It's simply because he was confident enough to ask.
Now he has to keep the thing going. But he's in. He's found a way in.
Yeah. And you're not. You're just thinking, oh, what? Like, cool. I'll get the other one, hey, bruv. Do you get me?
Trust.
I don't know, man. But I think confidence is something you can develop as well. And for me, I was never like the most confident guy. Mandem, I'm telling you, like, we have to adapt to this day and age, yeah? I think a very, very good way to gain confidence in speaking to people. I know we said, so there's speaking on text, that's one thing, and speaking in person is another thing, right? They're 2 different worlds. There's an in-between, which is kind of like video chat, yeah?
Yep.
I genuinely think you can gain extreme confidence, from platforms like Omegle. Genuinely. I'm living proof of it, bruv. Like, I was the fat kid in my group. I was there with 4 guys. I would never get the attention. Trust me, I had me and 3 friends, 4 guys, We used to sit on Omegle, some like 15, 16-year-olds we were, we're just silly. They were all better looking than me. But I was the one who would always make the girls laugh the most. Because I was just gaining confidence. I was speaking to them the most. Do you get me? And then in turn, they would just start talking to me. Do you get me? I'm not saying like they found me more attractive or whatever, but they would just start talking to me more.
The comedian,
and bruv, like, I'm telling you, it helped me speak to people in real life. Like they'll say something, I'm quickly thinking of something to say back. Cool, you transfer that into real life. It's same principles, really. The only thing you're missing out is physical touch and maybe body language. You're seeing it in person. But other than that, brother, it does help. So, Mandem, if you are struggling, I genuinely feel like Omegle is a good platform to gain some confidence.
Humor, if you can make a girl laugh, you're kind of like what, 70%.
Oh, 70%.
I'll say 70% there, bro, because she's like putting in your hand, as they say. Like, you make her laugh, you've torn down whatever barrier she's put up. She's gonna want to spend time with you. She's gonna want you to make her laugh more, and then whatever else, that's up to you.
Yeah, it's true. All right, if we had to, let's say there's a girl there, there's a wealthy guy who's silent, and there's a
confident,
and they both look the same, and there's a confident guy who's a bum. Who's she going for?
She's going for the confident guy who's a bum.
You think so?
Partly, but just purely because, I mean, does she know the guy's wealthy?
Does she know he's a bum?
Yeah.
Or does she know?
Like, from the like, you can tell. It's obvious. One guy is like in a Reebok tracksuit. I'm not gonna say Nike because that's a bit too. Man, let's say a Reebok tracksuit. Other guy, like, you can tell he's like, but he's got like 4 wallets, 6 phones.
But maybe he's wearing a suit. You can sniff it. You can smell it.
You can smell it. Yeah.
I can't lie. It depends. Like, I think it's tight because if she knows that he's got money, she might gravitate towards.
I was gonna say that.
They still look both the same.
She might gravitate towards, but the thing with confidence and charm and stuff, it can blind a woman to that.
Literally.
So if they're both there and the guy goes up and he's doing all of this, she can get lost in that sauce easily. I think, but I think it'll be close. But I think the charm wins. Charm is powerful, man. It can really sway a woman, and she'll make an illogical decision because of charm.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? So
I think. Do you think is it fair to say that confidence is the key? Maybe the most attractive thing women find in men?
I would say so.
I would.
And confidence, by the way, it doesn't have to be external. It can be internal confidence as well.
Yeah, but I would say it would come out in the way you talk to them, and the way you look at them, even
being
the way
unapologetic about.
The way you touch them, all of those things. I think and the ability to lead or to know what you want. Like we heard about this decisiveness. That's all under confidence essentially, and charisma. I think charisma is powerful, man. It gets people to do crazy stuff. A girl will go to the ends of the world with you because you're charismatic, you know what I mean? 100%. So I think, and I would say charisma and confidence are kind of like in one and the same thing. Yeah. That je ne sais quoi, you know, that French term. Yeah, that's it, man. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
What about you? To your top, would you say?
Appreciate it, brother. What about you? Confidence, number one attractive trait. Does it outweigh everything else?
If you were to ask me like 1, 2,
if you had to rank,
just yes or no, I would say confidence. But I would hand in hand with wealth as well.
You think so?
Yeah, hand in hand.
I'm happy to co-sign.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be crazy wealth though. I don't think.
No, maybe if you're on 6
figures.
Okay,
well off.
Yeah. Ambitious, wealthy, whatever. Cool.
That might be like a 6-figure salary.
But I think there's more
confidence.
Men.
I would say is the unanimous like.
Yeah, I think there's more confident men in the world than there are.
Is that the right word? Unanimous.
Unanimous. Yeah.
Cool.
There's more confident men in the world than wealthy, and do you get me? Like it's more attainable for women. So I feel like it makes more sense.
Trust me.
Like if you're looking for wealth, a lot of people would be single. If that makes sense. No, it's true because there aren't as many wealthy men as there are confident.
Yeah, wealthy who have the generational wealth or that kind of wealth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, billionaires are like 1% of the world or something.
Yeah.
So or guys who are making that kind of bread, like millions or whatever.
On Twitter, bro. Everyone on Twitter and 6 figures.
Yeah, everyone's an entrepreneur.
Everyone's an entrepreneur.
And making
NFTs, Bitcoin,
crypto, blockchain. But I think confidence wins the day. So I think if there's one thing that people need to take, if there's one thing to take from this podcast, be confident, man. Like, because I think girls love that. They dig that, man. Like even if like somewhere down the line, it doesn't work out, you always find a way in just because you're confident.
Yeah,
always.
100%. Let's say a guy who's struggles with or a girl who struggles with confidence is watching this. What would be 1 or 2 tips you think to get out of that zone and just find that confidence?
I would say you learn on the job. You're never gonna. Some people have charisma, as I said, naturally. It's almost like innate, but even they can still find ways to make it better. And so I think the ways you can do that, just I think go out, be around people who you feel are charismatic or confident. Spend time around them because the company you're around, I think, will rub off on you. Yeah. So if you've got charismatic friends or confident friends, be around them. Spend time around them. You're only going to pick up certain things and watch how they interact with people. That's when you're going to help you, I think. And I think also just like don't be afraid of like failure. I know that usually applies to like, I don't know, like you're trying to start a business or whatever, or trying to reach a particular goal or learn a new skill. But confidence and charisma is like a skill, you know what I mean? So I think go out there, learn from your L's, talk to people, even if it doesn't go too well, go back and be, okay, that interaction, okay, that's how it went. Didn't go so well. What could I have done better? And then just, go out, talk to people. I think going out and talking to people, even just having a platonic conversation, doesn't have to be romantic. Could just be platonic, just asking, where you from? How's your day? How's your day going? Oh, like this, that. Find a common sort of thing to talk about, maybe in the environment you're in. See a way you can break the ice and just do that. And I think from there, you'll go on to be able to then have more romantically charged conversations. You know what I mean? So
no, I 100% agree. I think surrounding yourself with people, like you said, but also I feel like we live in an era of content. I feel like there's so much content you can watch as well of confident people like yourself, longer form content even of like dating shows or whatever. Like there's so much shit you can watch now that so many rubs off on you.
The titles of those conversations are based around relationships and stuff.
And it rubs off on you. It really does. Like I consume so much content in my life, and I like to think like my personality has evolved around the content that I've watched.
That's another thing. What you feed your mind with. So that's a perfect point. Watch stuff that you feel is gonna help shape your. It's just education, you know.
Course,
watch it and then let it shape your thoughts and your actions, you know.
And like you said about the, you know, don't be scared to fail. Don't be afraid of failure. I think in every walk of life, you're gonna fail. Like literally, you can name bro, learning to tie your shoelaces, you're gonna get it wrong a couple times.
100%.
Learning to play football, you're gonna miskick the ball. Going to the gym, you're gonna drop the weights a couple times. Why is talking to a human any different than that? Like, so what if you stutter? So what if, you know, this person, do you get me? Like, they found the conversation awkward for like half a second. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, eventually you're gonna master it, and that's
I've had conversations where I wanted the ground to swallow me up. I'm like, I should not have said that.
Yeah.
And I go back and think that was cringe, or like she's probably thinking that this guy. I've had those conversations. I've had things where I feel like that wasn't your best day or your best convo, but I'm gonna have times where that went well. Like she was feeling, you know what I mean?
Off for sure. I've had job interviews where I'm like, bruv, why the fuck did I say that? But it led me to understand that those mistakes I made taught me to ace the interview that I actually really needed in my life. So that'll be my 2 cents, I think.
Nah, it's been a great conversation today, man. It's actually been a really interesting one. Shame that the viewers didn't get the. You get me?
Yeah, I wish it could have been longer as well, but
there's some gems in there, I think. You know, for anyone who's watching, there's a lot for you to learn.
For sure, you're always welcome back on the podcast anytime.
Bro, literally, I was going to say publicly, man, thank you so much, bro. We appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, man.
And I'm really excited to see the growth of your channels, your content in general.
Thank you.
And bro, most importantly, we're always a phone call away, man. Don't be shy. You get me?
100%.
We'd love to have you back again soon. And
I'm open. Just let me know. Obviously, I know you guys have your own content plans, but if there's anything you feel like I'll be good for, obviously I'm not gonna ever impose. But you know, I love you. I love what you guys are doing. So if there's something you feel like, you know, I'm a good fit for, just let me know. And if I can come down, I'll come down. I don't mind.
Anything coming up that you know you
want to plug?
Not really. I'm just out here grinding, man. It's grinding season for me. You know, I'm still evolving as an artist, as a performer. So I think people will see the things that I'm trying to do. Right now, I'm still keeping some things under wraps because I haven't fleshed it out fully yet. But you see me on the gram. Just check out my TikTok, my Instagram, Elvin Mensah, and look out for the content. I
love, bro. And again, thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Use H² for 20% off and free shipping worldwide.
Love.